Around 8:45 this morning, Frederick Sheriff's Department got a call for an active shooter at a business in the Progress Court area. 2 victims were injured. The suspect was killed. 7 News on your side has team coverage this afternoon. Let's go to Maryland Bureau Chief Brad Bell for the very latest. Good afternoon, Brad.
Yeah, good afternoon. First off, let me give you a lay of the land. This is Monocacy Boulevard. It's a big industrial area in Frederick City, Frederick County as well. And I want to show you, there was the second shooting happened here in the street right back there where you see all the emergency response. But the initial shooting took place up here in this office complex in a building up there. And we can go to some ground video now of the crime scene, video that was taken not long after all of this happened this morning. Here's what we know. This shooting, 3 people, 2 victims in critical condition, and the suspect deceased, shot and killed by military police. That suspect, we're told, 38 years old and confirmed active duty U.S. Navy, a medical corpsman. That means medical personnel within the United States Navy. Sources telling me that everybody involved here is actually Navy personnel. And at this office space, was leased by the military for the activities of Fort Detrick here. So again, this morning, a shooter shows up at this building, goes inside, shoots someone, and then we are told follows someone else out across the road, shoots that person in the road. Passers-by, witnesses actually tried to render aid as that suspect took off in his car, drove to the other side of town, Fort Detrick. Entered a gate. According to the statement from Fort Detrick, there was a breach of a gate there, and at that point, police personnel on the base opened fire on that suspect, and that 38-year-old man was killed. Now, not much information beyond that coming out, but there was a press conference held. The chief of police of Frederick City giving a bit of a briefing. Here's what he had to say.
It's terrible. It's unfortunate. It's very tragic. It's happening too frequently. Every time we turn on the TV, we're seeing something like this happen, and now it's happening in our backyard. So no one wants to see this type of thing. The most important thing that we want to reassure the community right now is that there's no further threat to the Frederick City and Frederick County residents.
Yeah, and they believe that this incident was confined to that shooter and those he shot, and they don't believe that this was a random incident. Now, when I got here, I was able to speak to a witness, someone who was here in the office complex when it happened, and this is the story he shared.
The victims came running out of that door right there and trying to get help from the shooter that was inside the building right there.
What do you make of this happening?
It's crazy. It's unbelievable. I can't believe that something like that happened in Frederick, right here, so close to where we all live and work.
Yeah, so again, that's what witnesses saw, and this was a terrifying situation. We're told when the second victim was shot here in the street, people from another business ran to his assistance. They were just here to go to work, and they find themselves performing first aid on a shooting victim, an absolute horror. Now, as we said, multiple scenes, multiple locations, and we have team coverage. My colleague Kristen Powers is on the other side of town at Fort Detrick, and she picks up the story from there.
Yeah, Brad, after that initial incident, that initial shooting, we're told the suspect did come here to the military base, the United States Army, Fort Detrick, and reiterating, we are now learning that the shooter was a 38-year-old man, and he was shot dead here at Fort Detrick military base. The scene has pretty much cleared. When we first arrived, there was a lot of police, a lot of personnel here, but now there are only a few blocking off this gate still. The Navy does confirm with us that the shooter was a Navy hospital corpsman. We do not have the suspected shooter's name yet, but we will continue to update with those additional details as the situation continues to evolve throughout the day. We are told that the suspected shooter was shot and killed by Navy personnel. So Fort Detrick actually putting out a statement. We're now learning that the suspect breached this gate. So we're right off of a Possum Town Pike as well as Amber Drive. We're told the suspect breached this gate. That's when the gunman was shot. They say medical life-saving measures were taken. However, the suspected shooter was pronounced dead here at the scene. U.S. Army Garrison Fort Detrick Commander Colonel Dexter Nunnally, he is now saying that our emergency responders are well trained for these types of situations, and the fast response from our military police enabled us to contain this threat quickly. And that is what we did see here at this final location where the suspected shooter was shot. It is still unclear. Brad talked about the two victims in critical conditions. It's unclear the relationship between the shooter and those two victims, but we do expect to get another update this afternoon at 2:30. Of course, we'll keep you posted as we continue to follow this developing story. Adriana.
Brad Bell and Kristen Powers reporting live for us. Thank you both for your time. Now, police will give us another update at 2:30 this afternoon. For updates throughout the day on this breaking news, go to WJLA.com or our 7 News app.